Hey there guys, SCL3618 here. This afternoon we're going to try something completely different and attempt to install a Loksound Select 6 in this lucky Kato AC44. So I'm going to bring you guys along for the ride. This is my first time trying to install this caliber, so y'all are going to see and learn just like I do. And now for the basic tools for this install, screwdrivers, a Phillips and a flathead, got a Radio Shack soldering iron kit, iron solder holder, etc. And of course, the most important part, a Loksound Select 6 with a 28mm speaker. Okay, now for the first step, taking the body and shell off. Well, what I'm going to do is just speed up the footage so you guys don't have to see the whole process. Y'all will see it sped up, and that'll save you guys time and me time while rendering. So, let's give it a shot. Okay, now what we're going to do is remove the jumper plugs from the DCC 8-pin socket. And I'm just going to do this the old-fashioned way, use a flathead and pop the buggers out. Alright, now with the pins out of the way, we can get around to installing the Loksound Select 6. Now the nice part is about the Select 6, they are 8-pin quick plug and play, so this is what you'll get in the package here. Sadly, no instructions. This is just an advertising piece with this. So there's the decoder. I'm not going to handle the chip itself. I was going to make sure I ground to get rid of any static. And we're going to give it a try just to see what happens. Okay, so we did get the decoder installed. Under address 3 it responds, and the motor control is fantastic. Here, I'll show you what I mean. Let's just notch up the throttle, switch reverse, slow speed, and it's fantastic. Now cut the throttle, and we still have momentum going. Alright, now for the fun part, we're going to hook up the speakers. And for this portion, you're going to need to use the 2 brown wires, and this is where the soldering iron is going to come into play. Now I've taken the baffle out, and you can see there are slots for the wires to run through, and there's a little notch right here in the chassis. So what I'm going to do is take the brown speaker leads, run them through the frame and into here. I'm just going to tape them down for the moment being until I can get the speaker out. Alright, the speakers are run through. I've just got to correct this little mishap here. The leads are ready to be soldered. Now let's get out the speaker and we'll show you what to do. This is how it comes. Simple 28, this is the 28mm speaker. Part number 50333. That's 333. Now I've already taken the liberty of taking a small X-Acto or screwdriver and popping this little guy out, because we do not need the sound chamber since the Kato comes with one. So there it is. And there are our solder points right there. Alright, now for the next part, we are going to apply solder from the speaker wires to the actual speaker. So this part, I'm going to shut up and give this a shot. Alright, now that we got the speaker soldered in, I'm just going to place it in the enclosure. Once more I'll show you my soldering job. Not bad for a first attempt. It does the job, which is all that matters. So, let's fire this bad boy up. Alright, it is live and working. Thank God. The only thing I've yet to get working is the headlights, but I assume that's something I missed along the way. However, still a pretty good job for my first install. Now let's shut it down. Alright, now that everything's working, we're just going to put it all to the side here for a moment, flip the locomotive back over, get the speaker under the frame, and get the shell back on. So here we go. Okay, everything's almost back together. One thing I do want to point out, as I just spent the past 20 to 30 minutes struggling with this, is getting the fuel tank casing and the wiring slot to line up. So I took the speaker housing and made sure the straight sides were in line with the fuel tanks, and the wire outlet was as close to this little hole as possible. That way everything ties up nicely and looks good. Now we're going to slap the shell on this and test her out. Alright guys, and that brings us to the end of this installation video. Thank you all for watching. Hope you learned a lot. I certainly did. Like I said earlier, this was my first time soldering, adding a speaker to a locomotive, and a few other things. But that just goes to show, if a noob like me can do it, anybody can. Final thoughts on the decoder. Absolutely awesome sound. I know the sound file is not right for the AC44, but I really don't care. The locomotive sounds fantastic now, and is all the more awesome with the addition of the ESU board. In terms of installation ease, that was actually very easy. Minus some hiccups with the speaker on my end, I have no complaints. So by all means, guys, if you're thinking about it, go for it. Or you can buy a factory equipment sound, but if you're like me and have one of these for quite a while, go ahead, get the board, and fix it up. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and have a great day.